What's up, guys? Welcome back to part 2 here of what to invest in. This is what you should be buying, and a lot of this stuff has already seen some pretty significant price increases. So we're going to touch on these things. We're not really going to explain them. We're just going to go through them. If you want more in depth, check out some of the other videos or post a comment down below and I'll try and get back to you with more reasonings on why. So first up, charcoal stabilizers. By now, everyone and their mother knows charcoal stabilizers is going up in value. You can see current auction house prices are 1.7 and it's still gonna continue to rise, guys. So even though this is high, I think it's gonna go to about 3 gold. So charcoal stabilizers definitely gonna go up. That's something that you could pretty much, I don't think you can lose money on this. Investing in charcoal stabilizers, even at this price, it's still a gold mine. One other thing to note is that the earth mana leaves should see a spike, and then I think they've already seen a pretty significant spike. This was something I briefly touched upon about a week or a week and a half ago, and look at this. This was very speculative on my part of this, and it was kind of like maybe going from 2 to 10s, and now we're seeing them already hover up to like 14s. And for those that may be wondering, the auction house lock did not happen. So Trino failed once again, and they announced something, and then they're like, oh no, there's an error, there's a glitch, we can't do it, and we're not going to lock the auction house anymore. So you still got 2 more days to use the auction house to buy and sell items. And yes, they may be looking into doing something for the people that listed items for 48 hours and wasted kind of listing fees since they listed them very, very high. But don't expect them really to do anything for that. Yeah. Alright, so Trino fails on the auction house again. This one, crazy. I don't think that it's going to go higher than 14s. But if for some reason on your auction house cluster, the earth mana leaves have not jumped up like this, grab the earth mana leaves. Majestic trees and mining drills are going to jump up as well, as long as the public test server keeps true to what it has. Right now, you cannot currently buy majestic trees or mining drills from the vocation badge shop. The only place that you can buy these guys is from the cash shop. So mining drills and majestic trees, as you see, there's no majestic trees on the auction house here. This ties into that vocation, or the earth mana leaves. Since you can't get those majestic trees anymore, you have to buy them from cash shop. The mana leaves go up, up, up. So if they keep that change, these prices should drop, or should go up to about 1/4 of whatever Apex is. So if Apex is 800 gold on your server, these guys, the mining drill and the majestic tree, should be around 200 gold each, because they do cost 300 credits. So expect these guys to jump up in value. One of the sleepers that I really, really strongly believe in increasing in value is the Regrade Charms. Specifically, the blue and the green Regrade Charms, I think, are going to jump up significantly. So we've had this big spike. They took a tank. They dove down to next to nothing now, down to 20 gold, because we had this regrade event. They up to 60 gold. And now people aren't really regrading because 3.5 is coming, and you know, why regrade then when the regrade rates are getting better in 3.5? So blue and green Regrade Charms, I think, are amazing. I would buy these guys. I've been buying them. I have a nice stockpile of these guys. I do expect them to jump way up. I also personally believe that the red Regrade Charms are going to see a really, really big increase, specifically the superior ones. So I believe I told some people about this a week and a half ago, and I know I definitely told my guildies that these guys are going up from 1,000. From 950 to 1,000, these guys are definitely going up, and grab them. So, yeah, they've gone up almost 300 gold now. Almost 30% in that week or so. Great, great value there, and I think they are only going to get higher as well. So, Regrade Charms, specifically the Superior Red, probably can hit around 2,500 gold in the new server, in the new meta over there. Very, very expensive. Yes, I know. Until they bring them back to the cash shop, these things are going to be insanely priced. For the legacy servers, there's also the Dun's Blessing, the silver Regrade Charm. I think those things are going to dramatically increase in value as well. People may, why? Why would they go up? Well, I'm going to give you a little here. Obsidian items are still amazing. Obsidian tier 6 and tier 7 are going to be easier to get. Yes, you heard it here. They are going to be easier to get because Archean prices are going to go down. We touched upon this last video. Archean prices are going to be just tanking in this patch. So much new Archean is coming into the game from the Wisps, and that's going to bring up just cheap Archean where you can now craft. And now Archean is not going to be the bottlenecked on Obsidian. Obsidian is going to be bottlenecked by all of these rare mats that you need to craft your Obsidian. So for weapons, when you're crafting, say, an axe or whatever, you're going to need these rare materials. So these materials that are tradable should see increases in value. So all these, you know, boss drops, specialty items, Kraken ink sac, those big ticket items that you need for your weapons and armor should see a big spike in value, because you're not going to need Wisps anymore. You're going to need Archean, and Archean is going to be a lot cheaper than the Wisps. So really, it's just a grind to get the materials that you need, and then people should be fighting more over these boss drops. The prices should be increasing on the boss drops as well. You've got all the armors as well. One of the things that should see a really nice increase is the Seafoam. So like the Arcadian Seafoam, if your Arcadian Seafoam is not around 100 gold, you definitely should see a pretty nice increase. This is used for those high-end fishing rods as well, but expect to see a nice increase in that. 100 gold is probably about where it's going to stay. If it's 100 gold, I wouldn't worry about investing in it, because when you are investing, I always try and get at least double my money. If it's not almost like a sure thing on double my money, I would not really invest in it. So these things are already pretty high. The chilled Seafoam, again, will also probably increase as well. You're already seeing it. You're seeing the chilled Seafoam increase. People are buying these guys at higher prices now because they are preparing. They're getting ready. And you're going to need this stuff for your Obsidian armor and Obsidian weapons. They are used in certain materials, certain recipes. And Obsidian is the cheaper, almost better route for almost all weapons and armor. I mean, getting an Aranor item or armor up to like divine tier level is very, 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 very expensive. So many people will not have that. Yes, Aranor weapons and armor are the best in class stat-wise, but they don't have passive abilities. So Obsidian is still a very strong option, and especially if you can get it up to tier 7. So I think we're going to see a lot more there. Obsidian is also going to keep its grade, and they are getting slightly easier to regrade, even though the regrade system's changing significantly. So that's why I think we're going to see a lot more of those superior reds, and duns/silvers going up. Because Obsidian is still the way to go, and people will realize that. People have been already discussing that on the forums and Reddits, and in I've heard it a little bit in chat as well, that Obsidian is still kind of like the thing. But some people are going to go Aranor, and the mega whales definitely can go Aranor. And if they can get, you know, a Divine plus Aranor weapon or armor, that's going to be very, very strong and very dangerous to fight against. So those are some things. I did a little bit of analysis of why. I didn't want to go into too much depth, but there's a lot of other stuff as well. So you got other items that you think are going to increase in value, post them down below in the comments section. I'd love to hear from you, see who's correct on these investment ideas. And yeah, I do think most of these are going to spike up almost right away as the 3.5 patch hits. So this is going to be very, very interesting. A huge, massive change. Oh, and lastly, I cannot end the video without talking about the Dragon Essence Stabilizers. This thing will go really, really high. This thing might go to like 60, 70 gold each. Why? Because trade packs are getting this crazy revamp, and charcoal stabilizers are going to increase. Dragon Essence Stabilizers, you won't need as many for like the basic crafting anymore. It's going to be harder to craft those. But then once people do get to that Aranor level, Aranor items in Luna Frost and Luna Gems, those materials, they require like 50 Dragon Essence Stabilizers. You're using so much Dragon Essence Stabilizers at the Aranor tier that it's just ridiculous. There's no way that you're going to get that much Dragon Essence Stabilizers. Like on the auction house, in a certain day, we barely see a few hundred of these sold. And now there's certain recipes that require 50 of these things. Good God, that's a lot. And these are pretty good items, pretty powerful items that you're crafting with these things. So if they're mega whales, they're not going to care about the price. They're going to bring these things up. And also the trade pack, the cargo, we found out that the cargo, if this is correct, you actually need to bring 14 normal packs, 8 fertilizer packs, and 4 larders to produce 2 cargoes. So before, we thought it was just either or. You get to choose. If you get to bring 14 normal packs, then it would create a cargo. Or if you bring 4 larders, you created a cargo. But now, what we're seeing in the public test server is that if you want cargo, you have to have all those checkpoints off. So there needs to be at least 14 packs turned in. There needs to be at least 8 fertilizers turned in. There needs to be at least 4 larders turned in. So there's got to be at least, what is that? That looks like 20, that looks like 30 packs. 24, don't, 22, 26 packs turned in to create these 2 cargoes. It's crazy, guys. So, and the fact is that people are going to be dramatically fighting over this cargo. Man, this is going to be very, very weird and interesting. So, Dragon Essence Stabilizers, I see them going up to like 60, 70 gold each. Definitely something to keep an eye on. It may not happen right away because a lot of people will not be getting Aaron or weapons and armor right away. It's going to take some time because you have to farm some mobs, some daily quests, and to earn some kind of like, almost like scraps, like the Ionod scraps. And there you go. Ionod scraps are another item that should see a very big increase in value. So they're already slowly creeping up here on the fresh start servers, hovering from that old 50 gold average. They were very consistent at 50 gold, and now they're jumping way up to hovering right around like 60, 65 gold, even higher at some points. Some are selling upwards to 100 gold, as you can see there in the sales history. These things probably will hit 75 to 100 gold in the new 3.5 era of Archeage. At least for a while, guys. At least for a while, and then the market does start to crash. Those things probably will come back down to maybe 50 gold. But yes, this stuff is going to be, it's nuts. It's just like, I'm so excited. I'm so hyped because of all these market changes. I want to see what happens. There's also things like Diamond, Ruby, Sapphire. Those items I do think might increase in value, but I'm not 100% confident on giving you those guys as like, those are going up in value. Buy those now. But yeah, Diamonds could see a spike. Ruby, Sapphires, Topaz, all that stuff. There's so many cool changes for the economy in this. And I mean, I just get so giddy and lovely about the economy changes and like making more money and seeing if these predictions come out how I expect them to happen and what doesn't happen, you know, I mean, because we also do have the new Fresh Start server coming up sometime in the future. So knowing all these changes, seeing how the markets and economies react to this is great information for the new server. So even if you aren't playing right now or are not really interested in 3.5, seeing what happens, seeing what the meta is, seeing what Triumph Worlds learns from all these changes and stuff, it's really, really cool and exciting, and I cannot stop thinking about different crazy ideas and investment ideas. Alright guys, I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. Check out some of the other videos